Okay, it is 9:21 a.m. 5/11/21. No visitors. It's just me and the stock market now, and the watch list hasn't changed very much. ELRA, I would be looking forward to a morning panic bounce play, but this one's a bit iffy because it's a sub penny stock in the volume. I don't really like the volume or the way it trades. A bit choppy, but this thing had a nice downtrend. This is yesterday, nice downtrend, so maybe it could signify a morning panic. GGII. Very impressive. I mean, ideally it runs again today, right? But it doesn't have to. Otherwise, it could be a morning panic bounce play. Same with GVSI. This one actually broke that 46 level later in the day, and it was a bit tough, but it did have a slight dip below it, and then it kind of caught itself, started to uptrend, somewhat of a, I guess, a double bottom here, but very nice close. Same with GGI, just had a very nice close, just wasn't there for it. Yeah, I don't feel bad about it. HMBL, not really going to consider a morning panic unless it drops like 30% ideally. Just really nice drop. I guess if it's very clean, I'll consider it, but I'd rather it drop a lot too. Same with LTNC. NGCG is a new one. It's just going to be hopefully an uptrending stock today. Overall markets are not looking that good, so I'll take that into consideration. 8 minutes till the market open, and yeah, these are the setups I have for right now. Alright, it is 9:35 a.m. so I did do a trade here with HMBL. Why? Because it broke $1, and that's like a lot of stop losses for people, so it kind of created that max panic type of thing. I sold, didn't hold very long. I sold quickly because there was a lot of people on the ask. There is still a lot of people on the ask, but it is at 1 by 101, so that's pretty nice. And I just got out because of the fact that I wasn't sure if this thing was going to break 1, but it looks like it is. Yeah, so I bought at 97.01, which is a pretty good entry. At 920, no, not, excuse me, 934. Yeah. It almost looks like I got the very tip of the bottom. Dang. And I sold at 99.01, which was the next candle right here. Could have, I guess, done better with my exit, but really wasn't too bad considering the fact that I wasn't extremely sure if it was going to actually break the level right here. I actually bought in this one. No, wait. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, I bought here. Right here in this candle, and I sold in this candle. Right there, not really sure if it's gonna, do the VWAP break, which is doing right now. That's pretty nice. It could have done better, sure, but I didn't like how big of a wall it was at 1, and they could have obviously have rejected $1 and then, caused a stutter step. So I didn't want to be in the stutter step, but it is doing nice. Doesn't know how much I'm up. Probably not much because I didn't trade a large position. GGII. Nice morning panic too. I was looking at it here, but I kind of no, I wasn't even looking at this one. I was looking at GVSI when it had a drop at 48, but I kind of missed this one. This one was kind of choppy, not really nice. I didn't even see GGII's morning panic. This one was much better. I mean, 10 to 12, pretty nice. Still did okay here with HMBL. It did break VWAP. Let's see how high this thing can uptrend. Just another trade there. I'll be looking for more setups, but nothing, obvious right now. Okay, it is 10:14 a.m. I just want to make a quick update with all the stocks right now. ELRA was first. It did this dip below VWAP, just barely. Was looking at the price action there. It was just a bit scary. The volume isn't too nice. It's just a bit iffy, sub penny stock. The price action was just kind of sketchy for me, but it did a nice spike to the 82 level from, if you were perfect, 72, so that would have been pretty impressive. And then here it actually broke the level, right? It broke the level and it had a nice uptrend. Again, just a bit sketchy, kind of just sketchy. This is like the VWAP triangle setup I mentioned maybe a few weeks ago. I wouldn't have bought really here because I would have liked if this spiked higher, maybe towards the 77 level, but this is going to be a watch. I'll be more interested in a morning panic setup with this. GGI, this one was just very impressive. It had this slight dip here, and then it did another run up. And I guess this is the first dip under VWAP. I just didn't see it when it happened here. Price action doesn't look too bad. It might have worked out. I just missed this. I just wasn't there when it happened. GVSI was in this like trend level right here. It kind of broke out of it. I think it went green on the day too. And this looks like a bit of a bull flag. I just wasn't there for that either. Kind of stinks, but hey, in HMBL actually got as high as 15. Now it makes more sense now, but at the time I was still iffy about it. But once it broke 1, right, and it got to 103, went back to 1. This is exactly what you can call a confirmed breakout. So it breaks past 1, drops towards 1, didn't hold it perfectly, and then it did this nice run to 115. So there was obviously more range in the setup. LTNC did do this drop. I just didn't trade this one. I picked HMBL over this one because HMBL was just nicer in the fact that it broke the solid number 1 and it, you know, had a bunch of stop losses potentially being triggered because of it to get a very nice entry. NGCG, just nice, kind of uptrending. This one I guess is kind of simple, just not too interested in this one. That's all I got at the moment. I'll be looking for more setups, but I clearly missed some nice ones, but I'm still getting better, I think. Alright, it is 12:25. I have not been looking at the markets too much, but my idea, at least as of now, being the first green day here with KPAY, is some kind of a buy into the close. That's something I need to keep working on, and I don't feel too bad missing a lot of setups with these uptrending stocks. I'm just much better with morning panic bounce plays because I've gotten used to it. It takes me a while to get used to trying new setups, but I'm looking at this towards the close to see if there's some kind of run up I can sell into, buy and sell into, based on how it trades, of course. ELRA, I guess it downtrended and it came back. Not something I really wanted to trade here. Not good volume. GG. Nothing I want to trade here either. You know, I could consider this as a buy towards the close, but it's a bit sketchy because it's up a lot. I mean, this thing was a sub-penny stock not too long ago, so that's pretty sketchy. A lot better than GVSI though. KPAY, again, gonna be that type of setup. NGCG, I'll be watching it, but nothing I really want to trade. Alright, it is 3:28, just 30 minutes till the market closes, and GGI had a very sharp drop. I wouldn't have randomly have dip bought this, and I was considering maybe a dip buy here, but I had to reload my trading because after 4 hours I think it logs out. But at the same time, I don't think I would have, you know, really should have considered even considering a dip buy here, because it's just a random dip, and I've seen a lot of these, especially in the afternoon, that just have random dips and they just keep going. So I would only consider this if it can do an inverse head and shoulder. So if we get a spike, maybe ideally to the 12s, and then it drops back to this 11 area, that might be a setup. ELRA, nothing I want to trade. GVSI, nothing I want to trade. KPAY, actually considered it, but I was just too slow. Really, if I were to have bought it, it would have been perhaps a double bottom right here around 1 o'clock. I did see it around here, and I thought that would already be chasing. I don't like the way it's closing so much, but it might still do a nice run towards the close. And NGCG, nothing. This is going to be a wash, maybe ideally an inverse head and shoulders here. Okay, it's 3:42. In theory, I could be in the trade right here at 1, 2, 3, but I just don't like the fact that there might not be that much range. I mean, from 1, 2, 3 to, you know, 13, I just didn't see the range. Really, there were a lot of sellers on the ask, but it looks like it was turning around, and it was. It just made, I guess, right now a starter step. I'll keep watching this. Maybe if it goes back to 12 and holds it, I'm not too sure. I don't mind if I miss this one because this is late in the day. It's very speculative. Alright, 3:45. I did do a buy and sell. I actually lowered my position to a very tiny $121 position. just because it might do it now, but I just wanted to take a buy because 12 was kind of like the level here, and we're back at 12, and it would basically just be a buy at 12 and then risk off of 12. So as soon as we kind of peaked below 12, I just didn't like it and I got out. Maybe I was a little too premature, but it looks like it could potentially do an uptrend from here as long as it holds 12, and you know, the volume is fading, so that could show that people are no longer dumping their shares as hard as they were previously. My buy was at 12.5 and my sell was at 12. I lost 50 pennies. 0.5% loss. And it looks like the setup's working, so I might have been just too premature and too early, but there is still a lot of people on the ask. However, this thing could play out. Maybe I was just a bit too premature. I was in the trade for a tiny amount. I was in the trade for roughly 39 seconds, something tiny, and it looks like it's going to do it now. I'll make an update at the end of the day. Maybe the setup wasn't that bad. I just was a bit too premature. I just don't want to get stuck to where it breaks 12 and then we have this huge leg down and I'm having trouble trying to get out of the position. But if anything, it just got me out of the fear. Right now it's at 123 where I was looking at previously. Didn't want to trade there, but once it got to 12 it looked a lot nicer because I was right at that level to risk at. So yeah, I'll make an update to see what it does. Potential inverse uptrending, inverse head and shoulders, which is always good. Not too ideal because it is in the afternoon and it is way up, but let's see if it works out. Okay, it is 4:11. I'm gonna just call it off for today. It was right here when I tried that setup. It didn't bounce very much and it just decided to fall some more. So again, that's why you cut losses quickly, right? You play extra safe. I don't know, it kind of sucks. Friday, there were like two of these with HTZGQ, and then there was that other, the $60 stock that did this. It didn't work out here. Why? Perhaps because it's just late in the day, so it didn't have time to really spike back. It just caused a lot of panic instead. But it's good to see it not work there. But, you know, I've seen it work too. It's just good to see both sides of the spectrum. ELRA never wanted to trade here. GVSI looks like it broke this level and continued to downtrend. KPAY, I consider this for a nice buy towards the market close. That's exactly what happened here. It just threw me off that we had this level right here and then we made a lower low from here, just a lower low. But it held the highs, but I didn't think it held it really nicely, but that was clearly a wrong, idea. Did a nice run from 85 to 122. Probably would have not have held all the way there, but this was a setup. I'll keep working towards this. I'm good with morning panic bounce plays. I need to get used to more trade setups, not just morning panic bounce plays. I have to learn more. NGCG, nothing I want to trade. So I did have that one trade with HMBL. It was right here. It spiked. Now it looks drastic. It got as high as 115. Could have really have considered buying here because this was a confirmed breakout from 1, just a nice reversal setup. Could have traded that. I don't even feel bad about my sell, but this I could have done. That could have been something I could have improved. LTNC actually decided to uptrend later in the day. Wasn't really there for that. Never really wanted to trade it either because I'm just worried about all of this overhead resistance. So I'm going to call it off here. Just a really good trading day. A lot of learning. A lot of things I have to go through. 2 tiny trades. One was alright and the other one was very speculative, but I liked trying that one too. Just a great trading day.